I'm Claudia Catania, and you're listening to Playing on Air. Hey everyone, if you're a fan of Playing on Air, there's another podcast we think you might enjoy. From Backstage, the #1 resource for performers and talent seekers. In the Envelope, the Actors Podcast features intimate, in-depth interviews with today's most award-worthy film, television, and theater stars, from Bryan Cranston to Natalie Portman to Laura Linney.
Sometimes you'll have experiences that are great, and those are magical, and you have to enjoy every second of those. And then sometimes you're going to be in productions that just don't work, and they're painful, and it's awful, and it's embarrassing, but you learn a lot.
Tune in to these weekly conversations full of inspiration, know-how, and advice on navigating the biz by subscribing to Backstage's In the Envelope wherever you get your podcasts. Hi, Playing on Air listeners. It's your host, Claudia Catania. We'll be back with a full season of brand new episodes this fall. But to tide you over until then, we want to share some short plays from our back catalog. Give a listen. And if you're so inclined, rate and review us on iTunes to help others discover the show. And of course, our listener survey is still live until the end of August at playingonair.org/survey. Thanks. And thanks as always for listening. We're about to hear Saint Francis Preaches to the Birds by David Ives. It's directed by John Rando and features Carson Elrod, Julie Halston, Matthew Saldivar, and Lois Smith.
We are in a desert with a rock, a cow skull, and a two-armed cactus. Hunkered before us in this desert are two vultures named Mike and Angela. The birds are feasting on the body of Saint Francis, which lies between them, its stomach gaping open. The body is dressed in a rough brown robe, bound at the waist with a rope. Saint Francis also wears a golden halo on a wire. The birds eat for a while, digging into the cavity with their beaks and talons.
Giblets. I love giblets. Give me more. Give me more. What is that? Intestine? Too stringy. Where's the good stuff? Where's the liver? Angela, did you take all the good stuff?
I'm not talking to you and I'm eating my dinner. Do you mind?
The hell is this? A carrot? Eggplant? Zucchini? I think this creature was a vegetarian. Disgusting. Okay, here's some good stuff. Ribs. I love ribs.
Michael, could you please not eat with your beak open?
Angela, vafangu. Do not interfere with how I eat, okay?
You are so uncouth. I ain't flying no place with you no more.
Oh, please, Angela. Here, have a heart.
That's real funny, Mikey. Real funny.
Yeah, well, I have a talent to amuse.
Very humoriferous.
Angela, do you want to tour the bottom of the Mediterranean the hard way?
Yeah, you don't say that on a Friday night when you want a piece of tail feather. Do I have spleen in my teeth?
You don't have teeth, Angela. You're a vulture.
So this is the desert all your relatives been squawking about, huh? Squawk, 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 squawk.
Okay, so I was misinformed.
Look at this decor. It's a friggin' wasteland here.
I did not create this desert, Angela.
I'm sorry, but I say overrated.
Okay, I gotta say, definitely overrated.
And 2 claws down on the food. This corpus is not as delicti as that Chinese we had last week.
Oh, now that was a body of work. Oh. Nice and putrid.
This carcass is not nearly as lyrical. It's not as light. The blood is bland, and altogether it does not have a warm and welcoming aroma of decay.
Personally, I think this repast is gonna repeat on me.
That's because it's OFFAL, awful. This is a dish that usually turns my stomach anyways.
Homo sapiens? Yay.
Ugh, filthy scavengers.
And they're stupid. Wandering around in the middle of nowhere. For what? Let's go to the desert. Let's go to the desert. Yeah, and die. I tell you what I think about this species.
It's overrated.
I would say definitely overrated.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Bird.
It's alive! It's alive!
Excuse me. Excuse me. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Bird. Hello? Excuse me.
Did I not say he should have baked longer?
Oh, I see. This is all my fault?
Keep him baking in the sun an extra 10, 12 minutes. But no, you gotta have it medium rare, because that's how you always ate it back at the nest with Mom.
Excuse
Why
me.
do I stay with you, huh? Why?
Did I not say we should have stopped at that dumpster and had the smorgasbord?
I did not want smorgasbord. I wanted a squat down dinner.
Yak, yak, yak.
I think you're both being rather harsh to each other, Mr. and Mrs. Buzzard.
Hey, we are not buzzards.
I'm sorry.
We are vultures. You got it?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Didn't I tell you he was gonna repeat on me? Anyway, signore, we apologize for this little snafu.
Snafu?
Yeah, please forgive us for digging in slightly premature. Now, die, you bastard! Die! Hey, wait a minute. We understand what you're saying.
Of course you do. I'm Saint Francis. I speak to birds and animals. It's sort of a special skill of mine. I also speak to quite a few insects and many fish, justifying the ways of God to minnows.
Oh, yeah, novelty act.
Lately, I've been talking to many plants as well. Hello, Mr. Cactus. Hello. Hello, Mr. Cactus. Hello. Hello. Mr. Cactus. Have a nice day, Mr. Cactus.
Yeah, Mr. Cactus ain't too talkative.
Yes, I haven't quite gotten the hang of plant language yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, have you tried too?
Oh, yeah, I'm chattering with the dandelions all the time. Ain't that right, Angela?
Can't shut him up.
I would love to learn to talk to dandelions.
You better learn how. You're gonna be pushing them up soon enough.
Questione, signore. Who the hell are you?
I think I have a holy card here somewhere.
A holy card?
Yes, it's sort of a Catholic headshot.
He's probably selling something.
There you go.
Whoa, that's gaudy. Kinda 3D, huh?
The bright colors are sort of traditional.
So let me see. What we got here is a picture of you covered in pigeons.
It sure was hard trying to get them to keep still.
Must have crapped all over you, too.
Oh, I'm used to that.
They don't show that here.
They airbrushed it out. My bio's on the back.
What? I can't read this. It's written in buzzard.
Didn't I tell you we are not buzzards?
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Here, let me see. Japanese, Polish, Esperanto. Yes, here's a card in vulture.
I can't read that. I'm illiterate. I'm a friggin' vulture.
I can read it to you, if you'll forgive my pronunciation. Angela, would you mind translating for Mike?
Surely.
Squawk. Squawk, squawk.
Saint Francis was born to a wealthy family
Squawk, squawk, squawk.
in the town of Assisi.
Rich kid, huh? No wonder he's wandering around. Probably on spring break.
Hey, Mike, ain't Assisi where we had that sheepdog?
Oh, that dog was bad.
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 Very bad.
Very bad.
Actually, you know, it's not a sissy, it's a Assisi.
Oh, pardonnez-moi. Not a sissy, Assisi.
Assisi?
Can I tell you my frank assessment of Assisi?
I say overrated.
I would say highly overrated.
You remember the fur on that sheepdog?
I still get hairballs from it. Bad.
Very bad.
Very bad.
Now that I think of it, there was a sheepdog around there I used to converse with.
In Assisi?
An Assisi. Was he very cuddly with a cute brown spot behind the ear?
Yeah, that was him. Tasted kind of like...
Chicken.
Like chicken. But bad.
Very bad.
Bad dog. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we interrupt you?
Do you mind if I continue with the bio on the back of my holy card? Squawk. Squawk, squawk.
Saint Francis gave away all his riches
Squawk, squawk, squawk.
and left home to help the poor,
Squawk, squawk.
taking a vow of
Honk.
chastity. What was that again?
Squawk, squawk, honk.
Yeah, taking a vow of chastity. What is that, chastity?
Well, chastity means I'm not allowed to, how shall I put this? I'm not allowed to, utilize my, more private areas.
Not allowed to utilize.
His more private areas.
For pleasure.
Hey, wait a minute. Are you telling me you can't?
I'm sorry?
You never.
I never. I polish silver. Pump a kerosene lantern. I'm so. Oh, that.
Yeah, that. You telling me you gave it up?
That's right. But anyway, is really important in the great scheme of things?
Well, it sure is fun on a Saturday night.
Okay, so you don't What else don't you do?
Well, I don't lie, or cheat, or steal, or use dirty language, or cause harm, or covet anything. I don't bear false witness. I don't commit adultery, whatever that is.
Did you ever put somebody's feet in cement and drop them in a river?
No.
So, like, what does that leave?
Well, I preach. I wander the desert. I do miracles. I'm a saint, you see? Here on the back, I'll read it to you. Squawk, squawk.
Because he was a saint,
Squawk, squawk, squawk.
Francis had a remarkable gift for talking to animals.
Cheep.
Though some say this is merely a colorful legend.
Wait a minute. It says legend?
Colorful legend. That's what it says.
Well, golly. All those years I thought I was actually talking to animals.
Well, obviously, we're talking, so obviously it's not a legend.
Oh, that's true.
Whoa.
Phew. Thank you, Mr. Vulture.
He's dim.
When is he gonna die?
Shh.
I'm getting peckish again.
So you're a, what do you call it? Saint? What is that?
Oh, it's just a job, really. My own particular area is telling my bestial brothers and sisters about the miracle of creation.
Miracle of creation.
Miracle of creation.
And what is that exactly?
Actually, I was just walking along contemplating the miracle of creation when I fell into this very gully. I think I must have twisted an ankle or something. Nothing too serious.
Nope, nothing serious.
Only total extinction. Does any of this saint stuff explain the antenna on your head?
Hey, Goomba, are you wearing a wire? Are you wearing a wire?
Funny, Mike.
Hey, how's the reception on that thing? Look in his eyes. I think I'm getting the Food Channel.
It's called a halo. It wasn't my choice. They just sort of issue you one after a while. It's standard issue, really. You might call it a metaphysical good conduct medal.
Is it edible?
I don't honestly know.
We'll find out soon enough.
There's always room for Halo.
You say goodbye. I say halo.
Halo.
Anyway, the glow sure makes it great for reading in bed. You can turn it up, too, and if you put a pot on it, it boils water for pasta.
Pasta? What is that?
You know.
What, that stuff? Oh, don't get me started.
Not unless it's got a meat sauce.
Not unless it is a meat sauce.
So why do you do all this saint stuff? Or should I say, don't do all this stuff?
So that I can meet God.
Oh, God. God. Angela, God?
You know, the highest power in the universe.
Oh, the highest power in the universe.
God, remember?
Sure, yeah, God. You go around not doing this and not doing that so that you can meet God.
That's right. And so that I can get to paradise where God is.
Whoa. Slow down, Frank. You're throwing around a lot of technical terms here.
Paradise is where you go after you die.
Oh, you mean like 6 feet under?
No.
You mean nowhere?
No.
You mean dumped in a river?
No, paradise. Traditionally, paradise is up in the sky.
Oh, yeah? I frequent the sky, and I'm a stranger to paradise. Da 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 da.
Yes.
Da da da.
Well, but paradise is invisible, of course.
Oh, it's invisible.
Of course.
Well, that explains everything.
Small wonder my confusion.
And you yourself have talked to this higher power, person to highest person.
Well, not exactly as such. I once prayed and got a stuffed turtle that I wanted. I named him Mr. Murphy.
Okay, so The highest power in the universe lives in a garden in the sky, and he dispenses toys.
This is possible.
And what do you get once you get there? I can't wait.
Well, many people claim that you sit on a cloud and you play the harp.
You sit on a cloud and play a harp.
Well, the sitting on clouds has caused some discussion, but don't forget that a spirit is lighter than the water droplets that make up a cloud, so it actually is physically possible for a spirit to sit on, or at least hover above, a cloud.
And these harps are helium harps?
Okay, the harps are a bit sticky scientifically. These days, some theologians say it's not harps, but guitars.
Yeah. Air guitars.
I have my own theory taken from scripture that Hawaiian luau music is quite popular up there.
Francis, let me get this straight. You spent your life talking to raccoons, and you gave up ee-oo, ee-oo for Waikiki in space?
Uh-huh. Anything is possible.
Yeah, anything is possible, including zip zero, not a nothing, which is slightly more probable.
May I speak frankly, Frankie? You ain't headed for the clouds. You're living in them.
Is this a rich kid talking or what?
Anything is possible. Wake up to the social conditions, brother. Think about this world for a change.
You could have been anything, and you picked what? Idiocy. You're a loon. You're a kook. You're a fruitcake.
We all have our beliefs.
Yeah, some of us have the leisure to have beliefs. You get to sit on your apps and contemplate cloud life. We have to move from place to place and feed off rotten, stinking, putrescent carcasses. Not that we don't like rotten, stinking, putrescent carcasses.
But we didn't have any choice in the matter. We had to eat rotten, stinking, putrescent carcasses.
I didn't want to be a vulture. I wanted to be a director.
Film director?
Funeral director. My mother says to me, "You're a vulture, Miguel. You eat carrion and fertilize the desert with your guano. So sit down and take your place in the food chain." My sister wants to study French. That's okay. Spring at the Sorbonne. That's fine. Reading dead authors instead of eating them. That's purposeful. I go to Avis with a fresh concept, Avis Rent-A-Carcass. Do they bite? No. Can I get financing? No. Why?
Because you're a vulture?
Because I'm a vulture. I should have been a capo di capo and soared with the eagles. Instead, I got life as a buzzard, and I flew with the sparrows.
Well, you're a vulture.
Actually, I'm only 1/32nd vulture. The rest is pedigree buzzard.
No.
See?
No.
See?
No.
See, it's true, it's true. I'm a miserable freaking lowlife buzzard. But what's the difference? Buzzard or vulture? Did I ever have any options? Frankie, you had everything and you threw it all away.
But I wanted to help the poor.
You didn't help the poor. You joined the poor. You are the poor. You spent your whole life as a scavenger on creatures who work for what they have. You're pathetic. You're a loser. You're a dickhead. And what have you done? Nothing. You fell sucker for a concept, Francorino, for a line. I say there's nothing out there but oxygen, so gulp it up while you can.
A fairly bleak worldview.
Us vultures, at least we got a purpose. We fertilize the earth. We excrete nitrogen-rich turds. What do you ever do?
Well, maybe nothing is tangible.
You done zip zero, not a nothing.
Period.
Well, listen, I would love to stop and talk some more, but I've got a bullfrog waiting down the road for confession. It was really nice meeting you two, Mike, Angela. Arrivederci. I'll be getting up now. Whew. Hey, I am stiff.
Stiff is the word, all right.
Is that rigor mortis, or you're just glad to see me?
So how do you say croak in bullfrog?
Well, I see that I have a slight stomach wound here, and I seem to be missing several major organs. Maybe I'd better have that looked at.
So tell the folks at home, Frankie, any near-death experiences? Do you see a long tunnel of light with your dead grandmother at the end of it?
A long tunnel with my dead grandmother. No, should I? Where is it?
Answer your beeper. It's the Reaper.
Reaper, my dead grandmother.
You ought to be seeing her in about, I'd say, 6 minutes.
Well, I'd love to see her. She used to make the most wonderful Jell-O molds.
Really?
Lime on the bottom, orange on top, with these teeny tiny marshmallows floating inside.
Fantastic.
You ought to be tasting that Jell-O anytime soon.
Oh. You're not implying that I'm about to,
Die? Yes, bingo.
Oh. Yes. Is that what this is? Right, of course. I'm in the middle of the desert with a gaping stomach wound, and there's nobody for miles. A few major organs are missing. Death would certainly seem inevitable. Oh well. Comes for us all, doesn't it? Help! Help! I have a gaping stomach wound and I'm missing several major organs! I've only 6 minutes to live!
Tops.
Tops! I'm gonna die and be eaten by buzzards!
We are not buzzards.
Oh, who gives a crap what you are? You ate my favorite sheepdog!
I hope you're tasty.
Why, I am dying up here! Help me! Help! Help!
Sure took him long enough.
Is anybody out there? Is anybody out there? Hello?
Now, who is gonna respond to a scream like that?
Too much vibrato.
Narrow range.
Nobody's got a good scream anymore.
Sure sounds like a sissy to me.
Will somebody help me? I am a head. I am a total head. I've done nothing with my life. Nothing. Nothing.
Zip zero.
Zip, zero, nada, nothing. I haven't lied or cheated or stolen or committed adultery, whatever that is. Oh, God. Oh, God. What God? There is no God. There's nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
He's good.
Now watch. Here's where he begs us for help. Watch this.
Won't you help me, please? Please, pretty please, with sugar on top. Help me live, please. Don't let me die. Help me live. I want to live.
Yeah, sorry.
Now watch. Here comes the cry of total despair.
No!
Now the weeping. Now the gnashing of teeth. Now the tearing the hair. Right, good. Biting the knuckles. Now the rocking and moaning. Very well done. Now the fast breath and the sweating and the panic attack. Good one. Now the calling for Mama.
Uncle Bruno!
A variation.
Now, here's where he gives up all hope. Total panic and despair. I love this part.
Wow.
Am I on peyote or did he just stand up?
Wow. Is this not the most spectacular day you've ever seen? Shazam! Will you look at this place? Isn't it gorgeous? I mean, the rock, the cactus, the skull, Kazowie. I guess I went through a bad patch there for a second. I'm sorry about that. 5 minutes to live, huh? Wow, isn't that something? 5 whole minutes to enjoy all this. And then, blast off.
Yeah, blast off, all right. To nowhere.
All right, so I'm going to nowhere. There's nothing waiting out there for me? Fine. No higher power in the universe? I'm all right with that. But even the chance to have experienced nothing is not nothing. It is not nothing to have seen this desert. It is not nothing to have tasted a purple plum plucked from a bough in Tuscany. It is not nothing to have met 2 creatures as glorious as you on this, the final day of my life.
Glorious creatures?
Yes! You're 2 beautiful, radiant creatures. And I say it is not nothing for the 3 of us to be here together on a great round rock flying through a void 1 trillion light years wide. I say that is a miracle. And we are standing on that rock right now, not another time, right now, not some other time, but now. This very moment when I am filled with joy, even awaiting annihilation. It's sort of too bad that there's no higher power. And I did sort of have my heart set on an afterlife, but hey, them's the breaks, right? Maybe another time. Do you hear something?
Is somebody holding a luau near here?
You know, it's funny, but I could swear I see a long tunnel of light with my dead grandmother at the other end of it. Yes, she's waving to me. And she's holding a plate of Jell-O with teeny tiny marshmallows floating inside. Hello, Baba. Hello, Baba.
Francesco, long time no see.
Baba, you're standing on a cloud.
This is because I am spirit, lighter than the water droplets I'm standing on. But come. Oh, there are all these beautiful people here. All day we go. Viene. Your Jell-O. Jeez, I'm melting.
I think I'm about to go. Isn't this cool? Well, aloha, Mike. That's Hawaiian for hello and goodbye.
Yeah, I know what aloha means. It's like a duality.
Will you give me a hug? Come on.
All right. Goodbye, Francis.
Aloha, Angela.
Aloha, Francis.
Thank you for keeping me company today, you two. And hey, keep those nitrogen-rich turds coming. You're doing a fantastic job.
Francis, is that cactus waving at you?
Goodbye, Francis.
Goodbye, Mr. Cactus. Oh, isn't that wonderful? I finally learned cactus. Goodbye. Goodbye, Mr. Rock. Goodbye, Mr. Skull. I love you. Aloha, everybody. Aloha, world. Aloha.
I knew we should have had the smorgasbord. So, you think there's really, after we die?
Anything is possible.
Obviously.
I'll tell you this, though. I'm going on pasta tomorrow.
So, Ange, you forgive me for being a miserable low-life buzzard?
Yeah, I forgive you the buzzard. I do not forgive you the green wall-to-wall shag you put in the nest.
I'll change it as soon as we get home. I swear to... even if there ain't one.
Caro bellissimo.
Mio tesoro.
You know, honey, I think this desert is slightly underrated.
I would say highly.
I would say highly, vastly underrated.
Looks like it's gonna be quite a night, huh? A lot of stars.
Yeah. And you know what I say? I say delicious.
You just heard Saint Francis Preaches to the Birds by David Ives. Directed by John Rando, it featured Carson Elrod as Saint Francis, Julie Halston as Angela the Vulture, Matthew Saldivar as Mike the Vulture, Lois Smith as Saint Francis's grandmother, and as Mr. Cactus, David Ives. We're speaking with the playwright of Saint Francis Preaches to the Birds, David Ives, its director, John Rando, and its actors, Julie Halston, Matthew Saldivar, Carson Elrod, and Lois Smith. Hi, everybody. David, if I wagered you are or were a Catholic, would I win my bet?
That would be a pretty good guess, I would say.
Of all the saints you could have chosen to feature in this comic exploration of serious ideas, you chose St. Francis. How did that come about?
I think it was because there's a piece by Liszt called St. Francis Preaches to the Birds, and I used to listen to it all the time. It's a piano piece. And so I think that title stuck with me. I just loved that title. So, I don't know.
Toward the end of David's play, Francis says, I say it is not nothing for us three to be here together. I say that is a miracle. And we are standing on that rock right now, not another time, right now, not some other time, but now. How does that philosophy of living in the moment apply not just to life, but also to the art of acting? Julie?
Well, it's kind of a mystery, isn't it? The thing that I find so fantastic is that it's always like this mysterious recipe that sort of comes together with different elements, and you start out thinking one way, and it frequently becomes something else, and it's kind of the miracle of creation, as it were. So,
Right. Matthew, can you add anything to that?
Well, it's one of the particular pleasures of theater is that it is only this. This is a special occasion that will not be repeated ever again, really. And each production, only has a limited life in that particular iteration. And so, being aware of that, when one reminds oneself to be aware of that, it adds a really special and kind of beautiful quality to everything that you make together.
Carson and Lois, do you want to add anything?
It's the first chance I've had to play Saint Francis's grandmother standing on a cloud with a bowl of Jell-O.
Yeah.
No, I think very much that is what theater and acting celebrates every night, that we do all the work, we create it, and the curtain comes down, and it's gone, and it's over, and, we exfoliate another 100 million cells, and we literally come in the next day, and we are not the people that we were last night. We can't create the play that we did last night because it's gone. It's a new day, and we're new people, and so we go in and we throw the pebble into the pond and the ripples happen again, but it's a different pond and a different pebble.
John Rando, you've directed a number of David Ives plays. How have you survived the battles, the defeats, the victories of making theater so well together?
Well, I just love David's language, his playfulness with language, and I'm quite fond of what his imagination allows actors to do. And I think what's really kind of fantastic about this play is the kind of really the darkest epitome, the kind of darkest creature that might be on our planet, the vulture, and the kind of in eating, one of our sort of amazing kind of saints, and to see even they can accept their place on the planet. That's kind of a wonderful journey, and I'm so fond of that kind of imagination, that kind of theatrical, playful imagination coming from David. So it's great fun to work with him on that.
Right.
Plus, we had a really good cast, too, which helps a lot.
Doesn't hurt.
Yes, speaking of which, is this on? Yes. It's one of the great things about the theater is that I am not only standing on a rock that's flying through space in a great hole 1 trillion miles wide, but I'm sitting on a stage next to Lois Smith. I mean, this is amazing. Come on, are you kidding me?
We've been speaking with the playwright of Saint Francis Preaches to the Birds, David Ives, its director, John Rando, and its cast, Carson Elrod, Julie Halston, Matthew Saldivar, and Lois Smith. Thank you, one and all, and thank you for coming out to hear us record.
Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. You've been listening to Playing on Air, Great American Short Plays with Great American Actors. Original music by Tom Cochain, sound design and recording John Kilgore, assistant producer Julia Weatherall, stage manager Arabella Powell, founder and series producer Claudia Catania, and brought to you with the support of Daryl Roth and the Daryl Roth Creative Spirit Award. Check us out at playingonair.org. We're on Facebook, Playing on Air. You can find us on Twitter, tweet at Playing on Air. And for Playing on Air from Brick House in downtown Brooklyn, I'm Julie Halston. Thank you for coming out tonight.